When I first started this HURT project, I envisioned a textbook on helping people in colleges and seminaries to train youth workers, people that were committed to understanding young people and to working with young people, to understand their word a little bit more. And I was going to have a lot more proactive advice on what it means to respond to the needs of kids. As the project moved forward, it became evident that we didn't have enough of this kind of information in the hands of our social scientists. So Baker Academic approved, and I'm grateful to move it into really kind of a baseline grounded study on where kids are from their perspective, a really important what's called ethnography of kids. So how do you use such a book in a class, whether it's youth ministry or adolescent development or education or in an academic setting? And in HURT 2.0, I provide a much more robust definition of the methodology. The appendix in HURT was not anywhere near strong enough to support what I did academically. But in HURT 2.0, it really lays out the academic grounding for this work. How do you use it? Is one way you use it is you help students to recognize that actual research needs to take many forms, and grounded ethnographic theory and research methodologies are supremely important to help us interpret other methodologies like survey instruments, interviews with kids. Almost all of the studies that we have on kids are getting them in a focus group, doing one-on-one, having them respond to a survey or a questionnaire. Those are fine, but adolescence by definition is a moving target. Grounded research ethnographically, where someone is actually a participant observer of their experience, will help us get a much broader and diverse picture of the whole young person who is developing into an adult. So students in classes need to understand the necessity for looking at the whole person and not just using real quick bumper sticker understandings of where people are, and in this case kids. I think it is a very essential book for any foundational class in education, in youth ministry, in psychology, in therapy, in pastoral ministry. And it ought to be one of the books that tells us about the human psyche and understanding who people are on the inside. And from there, you can then transpose that into young adults and marriage and life, because you can see the seeds that all of us have experienced growing up. And it's not just a 16 or 18-year-old that feels the way that's mentioned in HURT. That's how 25-year-olds feel. They still carry that. When you're 35, 45, 60, you still have some bruising from that experience yourself, which helps you to be more effective in ministry and in your work, whether it's a teacher or a therapist or a youth worker.